Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It is me, Mishira's Cameraman, and today I am talking about Thor Love and Thunder and why it is a bad movie. Before we get into it, if you haven't already seen the official trailer from my own fan film, Captain America the Taskmaster Trails, it's on my channel now. And besides that, let's get into the video. So I haven't done a This Is Bad, assuming I know when this is releasing since October. So I don't really remember how to do these. I'm guessing I kind of just rant about how awful the film is. Last time I did for Black Panther, my opinions kind of changed on it. Yeah, this film not changing opinions. This film sucks. This film's actually, really awful. In my opinion, this is the worst project in Phase 4. Eternals is bad, but I think this could definitely be the worst. I think this and Eternals are close. They're very close. So, the very few good things, I think Gorr, when he's on screen, is pretty good, especially his opening scene. I do like the horror elements of it, on occasion. Yeah, that's all the good things. Let's go to the bad. First, Gorr the God Butcher. He is way too childlike. He's too not threatening. He has all these jokes and stuff and all these puns. And maybe that's Taika Waititi's, style, all these jokes, all these puns. It does not work for a movie with, cancer and a god murderer. This should have been an extremely dark film, but instead it's a comedy. And it shouldn't have been a comedy. It doesn't work as a comedy. It would have worked as a comedy if it wasn't such a dark plot. This really should have been a really dark film. And if this was such a dark film, this would have been this would have been one of the best MCU films if it was actually dark. But it wasn't. And the main issue is the comedy. There's comedy in almost every scene, which could work if it's not a movie about people with cancer and a god murderer who literally wants to execute every single god. And it is so weird that it got through everyone on the editing team to say, hey, let's make a comedy about a depressing, very depressing story. I wonder how no one said, that's a stupid idea. Because no one said a thing about how awful of an idea it is. I get some things. Eternals, I get if you couldn't say something. But I'm doing a video on that in a few weeks. But this, there are so many people who could realize, how could this just work? But no one was like, this isn't going to work. Everyone was like, oh yeah, this is going to be a great film. Thor Love and Thunder is probably one of the least well-received films of all time. People didn't like Black Widow, but not nearly as much as people didn't like Thor Love and Thunder. Thor Love and Thunder is such an awful movie. And I know there are certain people like it more than Ragnarok. But Ragnarok is it's a fun movie. And yes, it's not such a bright movie. There are dark aspects, but it works. There is no cancer in it. There are no god murderers. In this film, there are god murderers. There is someone with cancer. And you expect to have every scene with a joke. This is the best comedy. The best joke this film tells is the fact that it got through every single person at Marvel Studios. That is the best joke the film told, is the fact that it actually got produced. Because there is no way. Everyone said this is a good idea to make a Thor film that is so dark and depressing. And let's throw a joke in every scene. That itself is a joke. Okay, moving on. Gorr is way too funny. He's not actually funny, but he has too many jokes. He really should be a dark horror movie villain. Jane Foster has too many jokes. I get it. I think she's a bit more excusable. Thor, there is no reason he should be a big goofball. He is a normal god. He is a god. Nothing changed between him, Ragnarok, and this, except for the fact that his ex broke up with him, has cancer, and he is threatening to be killed. And he still is even more happy than Ragnarok. I get the beginning with the Guardians. That is excusable. But once you find out all the dark aspects, this could have been one of the best MCU films. I'm not joking. This could have been the best MCU movie if it was a dark movie. But no, it had to be a comedy. And that made it from first to maybe in the bottom 5. Definitely in the bottom 5. Maybe in the bottom 1. This is one of the worst films because it doesn't know how to say, hey, maybe we turn down the comedy bit. Let's not have this be a stupid comedy film. Let's make it, like, dark and make it interesting, like the comic book, which I actually read before watching the film. And I watched the film and then read the comic book, watched the film. I was like, the comic book is leagues better because it makes the right. Sorry about that. The Flash. Hi Barry. No, it's not your time right now. The Flash season 9 videos in a few weeks. Sorry, Barry wanted to get his attention. No, he's getting like 5 videos this summer. He should take a back seat. I came on a rant about how awful Thor: Love and Thunder is. There is no reason this such a depressing plot has to be a comedy movie. There is no reason that this depressing plot needs to be a comedy movie. I don't need to say this 10,000 times, however, this is the main issue with the film. This film does not know how to say, I'm going to turn off the comedy and turn on sad aspects, because there's not a single scene that does not have comedy. A scene where the one scene that I think is actually dark is the opening sequence, and there's a joke. And then there's another scene like the bathroom when Jane is smashing the sink, and then it's cut off by a joke. And then there's like the love aspect, which I think is fine, except there's too many jokes. There's deleted scenes with better jokes and stuff in the film, but the stuff in the film they think is so funny with split kicks and weird screaming animals. And I think it's the funniest thing, even though it isn't, because Thor: Love and Thunder sucks. Because all these screaming things and stupid things and stuff, and all this Guardian stuff, doesn't work for the character of Thor. Thor shouldn't be a mix between Ant-Man, Guardians, and something else. He should be his own character. And for some reason, Taika Waititi doesn't want to make a Thor film. He wants to make a comedy film. And if he wanted to make a Thor film, then he should have made it dark. And if he isn't able to do that, Marvel might as well fire him. Because he has to understand that a comedy film has to work for the context of the plot. And the plot doesn't work when it's about cancer and a god murderer. Even if the god murderer was the main villain, if you made him bright, like not like a super dark one, but Gorr the God Butcher is such an unreasonably dark villain, and you still make it such a dark plot. It still outstands me to this day. It's been like a year since I saw the movie, and I still can't understand why didn't they make these decisions? These are the stupidest decisions I've ever seen, and I just don't get it, because it's a Thor film, not a comedy movie. And for some reason, no one can let that fact go. Everyone has to say, comedy, comedy, comedy. This isn't a comedy movie. This is a Thor movie. And I should probably end this video now because I'm screaming too much. I have nothing else to say. Thor movie, I think I've kind of covered a lot of this film in this rant. Like, just comedy, comedy, comedy. Just too much comedy. That's what's bad about Thor: Love and Thunder. And besides that, thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't already seen the official trailer for my own fan film, Captain America: The Taskmaster Trials, it's on my channel now. And besides that, thank you so much for watching this video. See you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.